Happy Saturday, everyone, and happy birthday, Leanne. It's a little early for your celebration, but it's your birthday coming up shortly. So, I hope you have a fantastic day, a fantastic weekend, and I hope this can make it just a little bit extra special, all right? So before we get to the workout, what we got for you guys, plank to down dog with toe touch, 3 to 5 reps, side plank, 10 to 20 seconds per side, prone shoulder raise for 10 alternating reps and a 3-second hold each rep. Single leg bridge for 5 aside, 2 to 3 rounds, take that through, have some fun, just weight things up, get your body ready to go. After that, we have dumbbell deadlift for 3 to 5, dumbbell overhead hold to warm up that overhead for 10 to 30 seconds, dumbbell front rack hold for 10 to 30 seconds. Then we're going to work on a bridge hold with a hamstring curl kind of effect, and I'm going to talk you through that as we take that on the floor. So we have 3 reps at 10 seconds of that, so it's a 10-second hold. Keeping in mind that 10 seconds may be a little long for some, so we want to make sure if you would like to, just do what you can. Anywhere from 5 to 10 seconds is perfect. Dynamic triangle after that, just to stretch out the hamstrings a bit in the hips, 3 to 5 reps, and then we're going to hit that for 3 to 5 rounds. Our work set today is nice and steady. I want you to think of it as more of a quality work set. We went really fast yesterday, short, quick, with the clean and jerk and the V-up. Today we're going to tackle very similar movements. I just want you to think about a 12-minute AMRAP of 4 dumbbell shoulder press into 8 deadlifts and 12 front squats. So this can be done with 2 dumbbells, it can be done with a single dumbbell, and I'm going to talk to you about a bunch of different ways you can take that down later on. But I want you to think for quality, move well, don't necessarily worry about trying to crush your soul in 12 minutes, just try and keep it steady and work for good movement. Let's get you ready to go, we'll have some fun today, and we'll celebrate a very special birthday. All right, let's warm ourselves up, let's get ourselves ready. Let's take our feet under the hips and take the arms big and tall. We're just going to start by pulling the ribs in, we're going to shrug. So we're going to lose our neck, we're going to pull the shoulders back down. We're going to shrug and then pull them back down. One more time, shrug and pull them back down. We're going to take them out to that T, we're going to turn them in, turn them out, turn them in, turn them out, turn them in, and out. Big stretch, and reach to one side, come back through, reach to the other side, come all the way down, forward fold. We're going to touch those toes, and walk up the shins, coming back down, frame of foot, and step back into that lizard. We're going to lower that back knee, we're going to press the hip, and then we're going to open up with the outside hand, big stretch. We're going to lower down, we're going to press the hip, come back through, outside hand, lower down, press the hip, back through, outside hand. Come back down, straighten out that back leg. We're going to step back into our down dog, just reaching and setting those shoulders. Come back into that plank. We'll step the other foot up. Nice and square in the hips. We're going to lower the knee, press the hip, come back through, outside hand reach. Come back down, press the hip, outside hand reach, back down, and press the hip, outside hand reach, and back down. We're going to straighten out that leg. We'll step back into that down dog, reaching those hips. Come back into that nice plank. Tiptoe those feet up. We're going to roll ourselves overhead. Big tall stretch. Big reach. Oh, and reach. Oh, good. Come down with those hands. Let's get you guys ready to go. So another nice addition if you'd like to do this on your own, cat-cow, thread the needle. Really nice option. We've already worked a little bit of rotation, but if you would like to work some more rotation, you can add that into those lizard lunges. So pause that video, take it down, and get you going with that first phase, which is going to be primarily focused on that upper body and shoulder work set. All right, we're going to start off with our plank to down dog with toe touch. So a little bit of combo stuff here. We're going to get ourselves set up in our nice plank position first. So my hands just outside my shoulders, nice and set, pushing the shoulders to the sky. I'm going to pull the ribs in, so I'm nice and strong. I'm going to pull the hips back, establishing that strong supported shoulder in that down dog. Once I'm here, I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to reach to a foot, come back and set, reach to the foot, come back and set. Once I've done that, I'll come back into that good plank, making sure my shoulders are set, my ribs are set, and I'll come back So the biggest thing here, you guys, with this work set is making sure that those shoulders are set before we take our hand off the floor to touch that toe. So really make sure we feel stable before we take away that point of balance, or else we might tumble over. So take your time with those, really feel all the positions, that single arm balance as we're doing that toe touch, and just take advantage of that time frame, 3 to 5 reps. From there, we're gonna go back into some more single arm balance, and you can do this on a forearm or a full side plank. We can do this supported or unsupported. So I'm gonna get myself set up in my tabletop now. I'm gonna show you the supported variation first. I'm gonna push through the arm that's doing the work. I'm gonna keep my knee down. I'm gonna extend my leg out to the side. And I'm gonna take that other arm once I find balance. I'm gonna open up the hip. Keep pressing through this arm. I'm gonna open that arm up to the side, and that supported side plank. Actively pressing through, reaching to the ceiling, and hold. Now if I'd like to do the full side plank, I'm gonna get myself set up. I'm always pressing through this arm through the floor. This arm can go wherever it needs to go for balance, but I'm trying to stay open, actively pressing through this arm the entire time. I want to think about wide fingers, so nice wide surface area from the pinky to the thumb to create a nice big grip on the floor. So set that up. If you want to do that supported knee position, please do so. It's more important that we feel that engagement through the shoulder than having a full side plank going on. Put the knee down if you need it to get that position. After the side plank, we're gonna go on our stomach and we're gonna work on our prone shoulder raise. So again, a nice chance to work on shoulder mobility and strength. So our toes are gonna come together. We're gonna press them into the floor a little bit. We're gonna squeeze the glutes and pull the ribs in so we get that little hollow. My armpits are gonna press down, my palms are gonna press down, and from here, I'm gonna lift my right hand and hold for 3 seconds. Keeping the elbow straight, I'm gonna hold that position and come back down. Pressing into the floor, I'm gonna squeeze, lift and hold that position, and lower and press into the floor. I'm gonna work on maintaining that good activation through that hollow as I work on lifting the arm. So watch out for as we hit that position, and as soon as I lift the arm, I lose that engagement through the ribs. So we want to make sure we're not trying to lift too high to lose that position. So nice and tight through the midsection. It's okay if the hands don't come off the floor very high. Just working on maintaining that hollow and that little bit of engagement is perfect. After that, what we have is our single leg bridge. So we get to lay on our backs. I'm going to get my feet just outside my fingers. I'm going to use my hands on the floor as a little bit of stability. I'm going to press into the floor a little bit, and I'm going to pick my favorite leg. I can keep it bent, I can straighten on the angle, I can go straight up. Whatever is more comfortable for you. I press in, I get set, I squeeze my glutes, I lift, and I lower down. You'll notice I keep my ribs in, so I lift up, just to open up the hips as best I can, and lower down. I'm not trying to come up crazy high, I'm just trying to come up as high as my hips will allow, and I can stay level in my pelvis. And I come down. Then I'll switch, and work that on the opposite side. I like to give myself a little pause on both sides of the movement, just to make sure that I'm showing control on either end of that movement set. Now, quick little recap. We have a plank to down dog with toe touch, 3 to 5 per side. Side plank, 10 to 20 seconds per side. Approach shoulder raise, 10 alternating at a 3-second hold per side. That's getting a little bit more lengthy in that hold, so keep trying to build that position, work on that hollow. Single leg bridge for 5 per side, 2 to 3 rounds. We'll take that down, get your body ready to go, and then we're gonna come down and start playing with some dumbbell work and having some fun now. So pause the video, take down that top piece, weight those shoulders up, get them ready for what's to come, because we do have to use them a little bit in today's work set. All right, so our next phase of warm-up is gonna be working with those dumbbells. So you can do this workout with 1 or 2 dumbbells. With this opening sequence of our deadlift, overhead hold, and front rack hold, if you're gonna use a single dumbbell, go through the whole sequence on one side, and then do it on the other side. If you have 2 dumbbells, obviously you'll use 2. Or if you have 2 dumbbells that you're gonna use in the workout and you wanna work on some unilateral work, there's nothing wrong with that. So have some fun with it, make it yours, and enjoy. But the deadlift, we've been working on a little bit of conventional deadlift work in our warm-ups. So again, my first one is going to be a sumo for sure, but if you want to do sumo or conventional, it's up to you. So sumo, I'm going to stand right over top of the dumbbell with my feet a little wider in that squat stance. I'm going to turn profile so you guys can see my hips and my back position. So the dumbbell is still in between my feet. I squeeze, I pull the hips back, and I lower down to the dumbbell. The dumbbell is a little lower than normal because it's a smaller dumbbell, so I do have to drop my hips a little bit more. So I'm going to make sure that my hips are down a bit, my chest is high. I'm going to push through those legs, standing tall, and then I'm going to take the next rep back and down to wherever I feel comfortable in maintaining that good back position. My feet are flat, and I want to make sure that I keep that good flat foot contact the entire time I do this deadlift. So I'm really working through that good position. Once I'm finished my deads, I'm going to clean the dumbbell up to my front rack. I'm going to set my shoulders, and I'm going to pop it up overhead. So I can either shoulder press it, nice strict press, or I can push press it. Once I get it there, I'm going to focus on pressing my arm to the sky, pulling my ribs in nice and tight, and maintaining that good overhead. So in a perfect world, you can see my ear on the other side of my arm in that overhead position, opposed to my arm covering my ear. So we want to make sure that I'm really working for that position, but I want you to make it the best overhead position you have. Once you're done your holds, you'll come down to the front rack. You'll press into that dumbbell, you'll keep the arm and the upper body active, and you'll try and stay as square as you can, and hold for 10 to 30 seconds, maintaining that good, solid statue position. And then we repeat on the opposite side, or if we had two dumbbells, we would do the entire process just with two dumbbells, and then we move on to the floor for our bridge hold. So with our bridge hold, it's a little different today. So we're not doing it loaded, we're going to work on finding our hamstrings. And this might happen faster for some than others. So I want you to keep in mind, if you feel any cramping starting to happen in your hamstring, come out of it even if it's not the 10-second hold. I don't want your hamstrings to cramp up. I want you to feel the engagement, but be able to come out of it before it cramps up and says hi. So what you're going to do is you're going to set up like a normal bridge. My feet are going to be flat just outside of my fingers. I'm going to press my arms into the floor, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze up to that end range. Now I'm going to press a little bit of weight now into the balls of my feet. I'm not pushing up onto my toes, but I'm just pressing more weight into the balls of my feet, which kind of lessens the weight in my heels. All right? From there, I'm going to pull back, trying to pull my toes back towards my glutes, and you're going to feel that engagement in your hamstring. And you're going to hold that tension, that engagement for 10 seconds. Then you're going to lower down, you're going to reset that engagement, that bridge, take a moment, come up, squeeze in the glutes, shift your weight to the balls of the feet, then pull those toes back towards the heels. Again, as I pull my toes back towards the heels, my feet aren't going to move because they're in contact with the floor, but you're going to feel that engagement through your hamstrings in the back portion of your body. That's what we're looking for. It's very challenging, it's tough, so I do want you to build your capacity there. Don't push it to the point where your hamstrings cramp up and seize up. Take it for whatever. It says 10 seconds, any amount of time that you can tolerate each time. You do 3 of those holds. From there, we're going to stand up and we're going to stretch out our hamstrings a little bit, and we're going to work on our positioning. So we're going to get ourselves in our sumo stance, turning a toe, turning the toe, and we're going to work on that dynamic triangle. So we're just going to give ourselves a chance to experience that just a little bit of opening through the hip and the hamstring after we've just touched on that little engagement there. So really taking the time to pull back in that hip, give that hamstring a little bit of love, a little bit of release, but tread slowly again too. So make sure you're not going too far. Your hamstrings might be a little bit more fired up, so you just got to ease into that and let them kind of say hi as you go down in that dynamic triangle. Now with this work set, this is going to work on a lot of static holding in those 2 positions we're using in the workout, the front squat and the shoulder press. So as you start progressing into and closer to the work set, if you would like to substitute the overhead hold and the front rack hold for some shoulder press or some front squats, all right, you can. So I'm gonna just go over the front squat with you just for one moment, just in case you'd like to review that. So as you are kind of progressing through the warm-up, you've done a few rounds of holds, you wanna do a little bit more dynamic work to get yourself into that movement set. Once you get through that overhead press or that shoulder press, you're gonna come back into the front rack. My feet are gonna come into the squat stance, glutes tight, and keep my body tall and take the hips to the heels, knees tracking the toes, and I'm always slightly pressing into the dumbbell to keep it controlled. So I don't want it to own me. I want to control the dumbbell. So please keep that in mind. If you'd like to add that in, please do so, but get a couple of rounds for sure of holds to start warming up that isometric control overhead. Quick little recap, we have a dumbbell deadlift for 3 to 5, dumbbell overhead hold 10 to 30 seconds, dumbbell front rack hold for 10 to 30 seconds, bridge hold with a hamstring curl for 3 at 10 seconds or whatever you can tolerate, and dynamic triangle for 3 to 5 aside. 3 to 5 rounds of that, take it down, get yourself ready, have some fun with those holds, you guys. Static holds are a great way to build stability and strength in those positions and really good core strength. Pause the video, take it down, let's talk about the movements of the work set. All right, the workout is upon us. We have a 12-minute AMRAP. You're looking at a dumbbell shoulder press for 4 reps, into a dumbbell deadlift for 8, and a dumbbell front squat for 12. So with the shoulder press, we are working on a strict press, unless the weight you have at home is too heavy to shoulder press. If that is the case, then push press, okay? So we can take this down with a single dumbbell or double, and we can take it down a few different ways. If we have a single dumbbell, we can go through the whole round, all right, into the deadlift and in the front squat on one side, and then flip sides, other round, other side, and just keep alternating sides each round. Or what you can do is just half the reps. So 2 shoulder press, 2 shoulder press, 4 deads, 4 deads, 6 and 6, and just AMRAP it that way. Either way is a beautiful way to take this workout down. I enjoy or invite you to take it down wherever you'd like to. If you have 2 dumbbells, obviously you'll just take down 4 shoulder press, 4 deads, and 4 shoulder press, 8 deads, and 12 front squats. So you'll just take it down as is. But have some fun with the numbers, you guys. Enjoy that single dumbbell work if you'd like to. And if you'd like to do all 1 round one side, all 1 round the other, just AMRAP that for 12 minutes. See where it takes you. Now the movements, we have our shoulder press. We've done this a few times. So with the shoulder press, we need to clean the dumbbell up. So we get the dumbbell up to the shoulder, my feet are into the hips, my glutes are tight, my ribs are tight. It is a strict press. So I press the dumbbell up into that overhead position, and I come back down. Making sure that I'm keeping my entire body still and tight, so that my shoulder can do what it needs to do to get the dumbbell overhead. Now if the dumbbell you have at home is too heavy to shoulder press, we can work the push press, which we can get that nice dip and drive. Using those hips and legs to get that dumbbell overhead and working on staying vertical, hip under the shoulder in that drive, in that dip. So really working on keeping everything nice and vertical in that nice solid dip and drive. So play with that, have some fun with it. The deadlift we covered in our earlier phase of warm-up. So if you have any questions or wonder about some points of performance, check that out in the warm-up. You can do sumos, you can do conventional, it's up to you. So whatever you want to do for your deadlifts, you can play with that. And then the front squat, again, we talked about in our warm-up just beforehand, but I'm going to review that with you guys again. So we clean the dumbbell up, we get that dumbbell in that front rack position, my feet are in my squat stance, just outside my hips, / shoulders, I take the hips to the heels, my knees stay nice and stable, tracking those toes, and I push up into that nice standing position. Taking the hips down to the heels, and stand. Always pressing into that dumbbell to keep it stable and keep that good, tall upper body. It's a really fun work set, you guys. Like I said at the beginning of the video, think about more quality movement than trying to go fast, okay? Really take the time to kind of dial in that shoulder press, really good deadlift positions, and that good hearty squat. I hope you enjoy this one, everyone. Let me know how it goes. Enjoy, have fun on this Saturday, and enjoy your weekend. Be safe, and happy birthday, Leanne. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you have some extra fun with this workout. As always, you guys, work for quality, have fun. We'll see you on Monday for some more fun programming. Bye, you guys.